Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my April perfume tray, and I'm going to start by going over how I did with my March tray. So let's start with my Valentino Donna Born in Roma. I wore this a few times, not as often as I thought I would, but again, this is one that I tend to reach for throughout most of the year. I just not in the summertime because it's a little too hot for that. But it was nice having it on my tray. I still enjoy it. It's really lovely. And yeah, I'll probably keep on wearing it throughout April and May, especially because the weather is still cooler here. I'm surprised. The next one I had on my tray is Guidance by Amouage. And this smells so good. I finished up my sample and wore this a couple of times and got compliments every time I had it on. This is definitely potent. You only need a couple of sprays. Well, if you don't want to, I guess, overpower yourself, I find like 3 to 4 is perfect. If maybe you're going outside and it's going to be colder weather, you could do a little bit more. But this was really great. I'm so glad to have this in my collection, and I'm glad I kept giving it more chances to get used to it because it was a love at first sniff for me. But then I wasn't a big fan of the mid of the fragrance, so I'm glad I spent more time getting used to it and getting to know it better because now I love it from beginning to end, and especially the dry down is beautiful. The next one I had is new to my collection. No, it's backwards. This is a Givenchy's Irresistible. This was a recommendation from someone in the comments. And the first time I sprayed it and tried it, I wasn't too sure. It smells good, but I didn't know how much I would like it, if I'd want to keep it in my collection or reach for it. And I actually reached for this quite a bit. And there's a little bit of a dent in there. You actually don't need to overspray it. I thought it would be a really light fragrance that would need to be oversprayed, but it's not. It's beautiful. It's fresh. It's a little sweet. It's a little juicy from the pear in the opening. Very feminine, very girly, good longevity from my experience. I've only wore it a few times, but I did enjoy it. So I will continue to wear it and test it out and see how it ages and how that affects the performance. But I'm glad to have this in my collection, and I will continue wearing this throughout the spring months and even into summer to see how it does then. The next one was YSL Libre Intense. I wore this a few times. My dent's just a tiny bit bigger. And this is just a really nice, sexy lavender vanilla scent. Definitely makes a statement. This is another one that gets compliments whenever I wear it. Didn't wear it quite as much as I thought I would, but I did get a few wears out of it, and I still enjoy it. I will be doing a comparison later against the La Parfum that I got to see which one I like better, because I don't think I'm going to need both, but I want to test them both out before I make a decision on which one I keep, side to side. So this was my little travel size of Viktor and Rolf's Bonbon. I wore this a couple of times. I made a little dent in there, and I think I might actually declutter this. It smells great. It smells nice. I like the way it smells, but it's just not something I reach for myself. I just don't think it suits my personality. So I'll probably be decluttering this, but it smells really good. The performance was good. It wasn't too overpowering, but it wasn't weak. I was totally happy with the performance, the projection, the sillage, all of that. I do think it's slightly overpriced. Viktor and Rolf fragrances are not very affordable. So for what it is, I think you could find something comparable or that you might even like more, that performs better or smells better to your nose, or something comparable that's even just more affordable. So it was nice, but I think I will be passing this along. I'll probably try it out 1 or 2 more times before I decide. Then I have Juliet Has a Gun Pear Ink. I wore this a lot. This is one of my most worn on there. My dent's even bigger than it was before. This is just a nice, fresh pear and musk fragrance. Oh, it smells so good. This is such an easy reach. I get up and then I want to smell nice, but I don't necessarily know what I want to wear. This is what I reached for. Again, on my skin, the performance is great. It lasts all day. I don't reapply usually. And I'm lucky enough to get the pear note throughout the life of the fragrance. From the beginning, the pear's a little juicier and more bright, but by the end of the day, I still smell the hint of pear along with that ambroxan note. So I just really, really enjoy this fragrance. Then I have my MFK Feminine Pluriel. You can see my dent is even bigger in this. This is one of my favorite fragrances at the moment, probably top 3. And this is just fresh, clean, classy, feminine, elegant, great signature worthy scent. I never regret putting this on. I wore this quite a bit. And this is one that I love wearing it at home. I love wearing it out. And this also gets compliments every time I wear it, if I wear it around someone. So I got 2 compliments this month wearing this. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. So I still need to try the newer reformulated version that's now in the gold bottle to see how they compare. Last time I went into Nordstrom, they didn't have any of the newer stock yet. So next time I go, I'll try to get a smell of it and a sample if they have any available. Then I had Love Best Burning Cherry. Wore this a few times. My dent's a little bit bigger. And I love this. This is still not a huge cherry fragrance person, but this one is so good. It's like a nice, dark, ripe cherry. It doesn't smell fake or medicinal or syrupy sweet to me, which is why I think I like it. And then all the woody notes in here. It's such a good, fun, easy to wear fragrance for myself, but I really love woody fragrances. So if you don't, there's a lot of woody notes in here, and it is got a little bit of that smoky quality to it. Not like a burning incense smoke, but just, like the wood is deeper and richer and a little smoky. And I really love this one. It's so easy to wear. I do overspray because the performance is not the best, but I think it has gotten better with time. I've had this bottle for a little bit. And the last one that I had for March is one of my favorites. I think it is my favorite from Kayali. This is Deja Vu White Flower. This is my second bottle, and you can see I got a big dent going on for the fact that I just popped this bottle open like late last year, early this year. So this is, you have to like white florals. It has pear and nectarine in the opening, so it has this really nice fruity, juicy, kind of lush feeling to it. And then there's, I want to say gardenia, jasmine, maybe orange blossom. I can't remember. And then there's like vanilla musk as some woody notes in the base. I really love this fragrance. This is another one I don't wear too often when it gets too hot. But this is another easy reach when I want to smell good, but I don't know what I want to smell like. I throw it on and I never regret wearing this. Oh, it smells so good. I find it to be so addicting. So I really enjoyed having that on for the month of March. So now let's talk about what we're going to be wearing like you're wearing them with me, what I'm going to be wearing in the month of April. So let me start with some little ones. So this is a little like deluxe sample I got from Sephora. This is Nest. This is Lychee Rose. So it's a little rollerball version that I got with an order. I was really excited when I saw this. I've tried other Nest fragrances and I've liked them, but not enough to have or keep them in my collection. I like Rose. I like Lychee, so I thought I would give this a try. I did sample it when I first got it, and I have to say I wasn't a fan. It was too, I don't want to say too tart, but maybe too sharp. So I thought I would let it sit for a little bit. I've had this for a couple of months now and try it again because sometimes, you have to let them sit after they've been used a bit. So I'm going to put this on the tray, see how I like it. Oh, so tiny. Okay, and the next one, similar vein. This is Kayali's Sparkling or Eden Sparkling Lychee. And this is one, I saw the notes and I said, yep, that is definitely going to be for me. And I almost blind bought the biggest bottle. And I'm very glad I did not because I had this for a couple of months. spritzed it on, and I didn't like it. Didn't smell bad, but I just didn't love it like I thought I would. It smelled okay, and I should have known because the Eden Juicy Apple, same thing. I don't wear that on its own. It smells nice, but it's a little too sweet and sugary for me just to wear on its own. I love layering that with the Deja Vu White Flower and the Vanilla 28. It smells so great, just a couple of spritzes on top. It really brightens it up and makes those fragrances juicy, but not on its own. So I should have known that I would have a similar issue with another Eden fragrance. So it smells nice from what I remember, but just not something I would wear on its own. But again, it's been sitting for a little bit, so now I want to test it out. Now that the weather's warm, I got it when it first came out. So I think it was fairly cool or getting cooler by then. So now that it's going to start warming up, hopefully soon, because we actually just had a storm the other day and it was very, very cold. So I'd like to give it a try, see how I like it now. Another small Kayali fragrance is Elixir 11. I've actually had this in my collection for a bit and wore it once. It didn't smell bad, but I wasn't wowed by it. But it's been sitting for a while, and I'd like to give it another chance, see how I like it. I doubt it's one I'm going to get a full bottle of, but I'd like to give it some wears and use it up. If it's not something I love, get it out of the collection, trying to keep it to loves in my collection, which I'm still working towards. So now let's talk about some new fragrances in my collection that I'll be adding to the tray. So this first one was featured in a haul that I did. So this is Bottega Veneta. This is the cute little 1 ounce bottle. So I sniffed it when I first got it and, compared it to Gris Dior. So now I'm actually going to put it on my tray and wear it and get to know this fragrance a little better, see how I like it, see what the performance is like, see if it's something that's going to be a permanent addition to my collection. I don't need 2 fragrances that smell exactly alike. So I want to see if Bottega Veneta is different. There are different notes. This doesn't have rose, but it does have leather and something else added into it that's different than the Gris Dior. So I'm curious to get to know this fragrance a little bit, see how I like it. And the next one that I think I hauled in that same video is by Creed, and this is Royal Princess Oud. So I have worn this a couple of times. I had a travel size. And yeah, from the bottle, it's such an interesting fragrance. It's like woody and strong when you just sniff it, but the dry down is so beautiful. And I really wanted to test this out in warmer weather, which is why I didn't put it on a tray as soon as I got it. So I am excited to try it out in April, see how we like it, see how it performs. And I will update you on it. And I already know I like it. The dry down is gorgeous, but I'm more curious about the performance and stuff like that. So another new fragrance to my collection, I actually just got this and it will be featured in a haul shortly. I still have 1 or 2 more fragrances that I'm waiting on, is by Xerjoff. This is my first Xerjoff fragrance, and this is from the Casamarati line, and this is Dama Bianca. And I remember, when I first started noticing people talking about this fragrance, I was not interested because it is a vanilla fragrance. And I've talked about how vanilla fragrances are just not my jam. I don't mind them. They smell nice, but it's just like Vanilla 28 by Kayali is the only real vanilla, pure vanilla fragrance that I have. And something about it makes me actually enjoy it and like to wear it with that. I don't feel like I smell like food. But vanilla fragrances have never particularly been something I gravitated towards. I decluttered my Atelier Cologne Vanille Encensé, which smelled really good, and I liked that because it was a fresher vanilla. There was lime, there was woody notes, and it wasn't a gourmand vanilla. And as good as it smelled, and as often as I got compliments when I wore it, I still wasn't reaching for it. So I just didn't think Dama Bianca would be something I would be interested in adding to my collection. But I did get my hands on a sample and tried it, and it smelled nice. I really liked the idea of the kumquat and lime in the opening, which is kind of what made me be willing to try it. And then recently, as I've experimented with more perfumes in this past year, and I've discovered that I really enjoy violet and iris and lilac in my fragrances, so purple florals. And I realized that this had purple florals in it. It made me curious to go back and try it again. So I went back to my sample, tried it again, really enjoyed it. And so I liked it enough to get a bottle to see how that would perform, because sometimes the samples and the bottles are different. So I went through that sample already. And so I got this bottle because there was a really good deal going on Max Aroma. That's where I got this. So I think this retails for $115 or $120. And on Max Aroma, it was listed as $115, but they had an automatic discount that brought it down by, I want to say $15. And then I had points accumulated that knocked off another $15. So I got $30 to $35 off of this fragrance. So I believe I spent $80 on that this is the 1 ounce bottle. And I thought, for that, I like it enough that I think I can get through the 1 ounce and it might become a love. And it was a really good deal, and it was my birthday, so I splurged. So I'm excited to really test that out from the bottle in April. The next one I'm going to be putting on my tray is from Lancome, and this is Idole. This is Nectar. This is the Nectar flanker. This is the one that has the caramel popcorn note. So there's 2 different kinds of rose. There's vanilla. There's that salty caramely popcorn vibe in here. This is really nice. I went through a whole little travel bottle and am now working on this 1 ounce bottle. And now that the weather's warmed up, I'd like to give it some wears. The next one going on my tray, this was a recommendation. Well, I mean, I purchased this before and talked about it in another video. This is Moresque Seta. So this is a myrrh vanilla fragrance, I believe. I don't remember all the notes in there. But someone suggested in the comments to try this in warmer weather. When I got it, I was thinking it was more of a fall winter scent. But she said that it really kind of blossoms and opens up and smells fantastic when the weather is warmer. So going into April, I thought this is perfect because it won't be too hot where I am. But we are hopefully going into the high 80s soon. So I'm going to give this a wear and see how I like it then. It smells really nice, but again, it's just not the scent profile that I tend to gravitate towards. So it might be going onto the chopping block, but I want to give it a try in all seasons, give it a really fair shake before I decide to declutter it. And the bottle is lovely and it looks so good on my little perfume tray. So I would like to keep it if I find a season that I love it in. The next one is going to be Parfums de Marly. This is Cassili. This is perfect for warmer weather, spring. I wear it in the summer just fine. I wear it in the fall and the winter. I think this is a good year-round fragrance, but definitely in springtime because it's got that bright, floral juiciness to it. I love wearing this on its own. I love layering this with Kayali's Vanilla 28 and Deja Vu all together. It smells really great layered. So I am excited to bring this back out and give it some more wear. Again, I feel like it was on a tray not that long ago, but I love it, so I want to wear it. And then the last one that's going to be on my tray for this month is Byredo, and this is Mojave Ghost. This is my first and only fragrance from the line so far. I've tested 2 others, Bal d'Afrique and Gypsy Water. Yeah, I think that's the other one I have, or the sample that I have. And this is the one that I fell in love with. It definitely reminds me of Pear Ink, but a more complex version. There is that kind of pear note in the opening. There's florals. There's purple florals in here, which I love. It gives this really lush vibe to it. It's musky. It's clean. On my skin, I get great longevity. This lasts my whole day. I don't need to reapply. I don't need to really overspray that much. So this is a nice perfect, clean, simple, but classy, beautiful, elegant fragrance to wear. Great for a signature scent, great for everyday wear, all occasions. I think it smells really great. I've actually been toying with the idea of letting go of Pear Ink because do I really need two pear musk fragrances in my collection? So I had Pear Ink in March. I'm wearing Mojave Ghost in April. But I'm still thinking they smell different enough. After wearing Pear Ink again this month, it's a much more simplistic pear musk, and this is definitely more complex, more floral, a little more feminine in my personal opinion because of those floral added notes. So, but I'm putting it on the tray because I need a freshie and also just to see if Pear Ink is something I have to keep. Because between the two, I definitely like this one more. But Pear Ink is also something I equally like reaching for, and it's much more affordable and easier to get your hands on. So we'll see. So here is my perfume tray for the month of April. I'm very excited to get into these and start wearing them. If you have any recommendations, please leave them down in the comments below. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.